Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Hope we're all doing well. Today I'm going to take a look at the tank. We're going to revisit our skimmer, and basically I'm just going to show you obviously that the skimmer that was filmed last week. Obviously apologies if you filmed it. I should have put a warning on the front of it, but yeah, apologies if you was eating or you was having your dinner or something. Then yeah, I should have notified you and let you know. But nevertheless, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show the skimmer. I'm going to show you just how good the clarity and these filter rollers work. Now, a lot of people come back to me and said, like, you know, in the past, what is one of your best things that you've ever added to your tank? At this moment in time, the latest ones is obviously these lights. I think these lights, the Radion Gen 6s, have just took my tank to a new level in terms of colour, brightness, pop, everything really. The coral just absolutely seem to love it, and the good thing with it is because obviously with the spread of the lights, the reflecting off the glass, off the sand, and basically you don't get as many shaded underneath. I mean, granted, this Styropora here, that's shaded only because it's so high, and this has been shaded for maybe a year, 2 years or so. So that's not going to really, come back to life, so to speak. But everything else, I mean, even the underside of these now, if you look, this here, the suitor, this was all white. Now it's all starting to come back. You know, the Satosa all started. So yeah, I mean, in general, everything is doing really, really good with these lights. And I couldn't be more, pleased with the results, what I'm getting. Not only that, though, guys, I'm getting great growth as well. I mean, obviously, there's a few factors that can come into that. Obviously, your water parameters, your dosing schedule, what your supplements you add to your tank, your feeding regime, everything. All of these things come into play, don't get me wrong. But I'm just going off what I see daily in my tank and weekly, and then obviously monthly. And all these tank lights have now been on the tank for over 7 months now. And yeah, when I look back at pictures from 7 months ago to now, it's just night and day. But I'm not going to make this video really long. Let me know in the comments. I have started to see a little bit of a drop in the views. I'm thinking it's because maybe I'm doing them a little bit too long. So what I'm going to tend to do is maybe doing for around about 10 minutes now. So obviously I don't bore you guys to death. And then obviously I'll be able to make more content, so to speak, but in shorter versions. But yeah, heading straight on to the tank. Like I said before, everything is doing really, really good. I've always thought that this was a cyanurina, but it's not. It's actually not. I don't think it's. I think it's an Acanthophilia. Somebody reached out to me on Instagram, and yeah, I think when I bought this, guys, it must have been about that big. It was so tiny, and yeah, I've had this for well over 3 years, 3.5 years or so since I got this tank, and yeah, that's I think what it is an Acanthophilia. Sorry if I pronounced it wrong, but yeah, absolutely stunning coral, and it's absolutely loving its place there. These clams are really, really loving life now. Got a lot more, especially this Maxima clam. It's definitely looking good. But what I did want to show you guys is I did say that the trick for the CVE that I basically put into my tank. As you know, on my other video, Phil from Coral Reefs reached out and asked if I would be interested in feeding the coral food, using the coral food. Got to admit, guys, the clams, the clams, the scully, the torches, everything. When I do tip it in the tank, but I also do spot feed it. I feed them twice a week. Not seeing any high nutrients in the tank either, which is a good thing, which other brands do tend to do. All I've seen is really good positive results. Polyp extension on the SPS especially has been fantastic. when I feed it, and I've actually fed it at night time as well, when the polyps, especially on the SPS, are all out more. Not so much obviously the LPS because they've all curled up, but the SPS 100%. I see a marked improvement the following day. I fed them yesterday actually, and you'll be able to actually see the polyp extension. I mean, just look at that on the barley green slimer. Absolutely crazy polyp extension. Polyp extension on this Margie Tort, and obviously the red planet at the back is just absolutely crazy. So yeah, overall guys, the polyp extension on the SPS after using that food is fantastic. But going on to the CVE, CVE is yeah, basically I'm running it 6 times, and I'm running it at 2 mil dosing, basically at the peak times of when the lights are on. So my lights schedule is at peak is at 12 o'clock, and then obviously it runs all the way down to 5 o'clock, and then I'm dosing obviously 6 times, 2 mil each time, every hour. So 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, 2 mil, and it just basically comes in, doses straight in. I was going to originally I said originally I was going to run it on this D&D one, but I've changed my mind. And what I did was, as you all know, I had the no pox, which are very rarely used, to be fair guys. In fact, I think it might have actually started to go off. So basically took that bottle out, and I put the CVE bottle in there. But what I'm going to show you is I'm going to show you exactly what I did with it. And I basically I plumbed it into this. So the CVE is running on the 4th doser head on the Kamoa, and yeah, all I can say is it's great, it's fantastic, seems fantastic so far. Only time will tell. I'm going to probably, obviously, 3 months and 6 months will really honestly know about it. But one thing what I did do with it is, I'll just take this out here, and then here we go. So here's the actual CV bottle. What I've done guys is, if you look, you'd think to yourself, what the hell has he done here? This is basically a float switch. Basically what goes on a Kamoa, on the Kamoa's side boxes, which is these ones here. And basically what I did was, I had a spare one, like this one's spare, and I basically used this. And the funny thing is that it actually fits absolutely perfect. So this is basically a float switch guys. Yeah, all falling all over the floor. So this is basically a float switch. So what I've done is I've basically drilled a hole in the top of the cap there, and this one actually fits a 500 ml bottle, so it's absolutely perfect. It actually reaches right down to the bottom, and yeah, absolutely spot on. The only thing was that the cap is too small, and when you try to unscrew this, it wouldn't actually come through. It wouldn't actually come through the hole, so I had to just chisel away at the cap of this one, and I basically drilled the hole through that. And as you can see, it's absolutely perfect. It'll notify me the float switch up via the Kamoa when it hits to there. So then it's a win-win. I'll be able to just top it back up, and we'll just go from there. So yeah, but like I said, this is 500 ml bottle. I'm only dosing 12 ml, so it should last me a fair while. But I think, you know, it's an absolute, it's a perler of an idea in a way. Basically, it's so easy. Just stick it at the back there, and we're good to go. Like I said before in the past, my cable management is all going to have to be sorted. I'm going to have to sort all this out at some point. Yeah, I'm not the best of cable management, but I'm going to have to figure out some sort of control board, and I'm going to I'm going to get a control board all sorted and get it all done sometime this year, because it's just an absolute mess. And yeah, to be honest, I'm getting a bit peed off with it, in all fairness. As you'll see, the Tunza, which is here, not happy with that, and yeah, still in communication. As you can see, the Tunza is right under the water now, and yeah, no matter what I've done, but I'm not really going to talk about that guys, because it just gets me annoyed, and in all fairness, it shouldn't be happening. But yeah, Oh, before I go, as you can see, absolutely the micro bubbles in this skimmer is just, I mean, you can't even see. Just look at the micro bubbles there. The more tiny micro bubbles you have, the better the stuff, the poop and the gunk can fit to it. And as you can see, a little bit of a sludge that's been going in. This is obviously over a week and a half now, 2 weeks or so, and yeah, look at it. It's not much in terms of gunk, and that's just basically because of this roller filter. The roller filters, in my opinion, are one of the best things you can add to your tank. Definitely 100%. Basically, all the skimmer does is it just takes out the extra that the roller filter has actually missed, and there we have the roll foss that's just tumbling away right at the back, doing its thing. But yeah, one thing somebody did reach out to me for and said was about my gonioporas. Obviously they're not doing too good, i.e. this pink one, still alive, but it's not doing too good. And somebody reached out to me and said, have I changed, what roller foss do I actually use? So I told him which one I am using, and he seems to think, well, according to him, he said to me that it could have something to do with some of the ingredients that are in lanthanum, I believe it was called, in certain phosphate removers, which has an adverse effect on the on gonnies especially. So obviously I was a bit shocked at that. I couldn't believe it. This is obviously the other stuff, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this out. I'm going to buy the roll foss, because he says he's got like loads of different gonioporas, and they've all been happy as anything. And basically he's only ever run roll foss, and the roll foss seems to be fine. And I've got to admit, guys, since I did change over to the other phosphate remover, that was exactly when, because I looked back on my video, and that was exactly when these started to curl in and not open, so, and shrink. So you know what, I'm thinking that might be the actual idea of why it's not opening, and yeah, why they're not very happy. So I'm going to change over. I'm going to buy some this week, and we're going to change over. But like I said, I don't really run the roll foss. I only run the roll foss or the phosphate removal when say, for instance, my phosphates start to rise. Now, if they don't rise that much, in fairness, or that quick, so I don't really tend to use it. I don't run it all the time, and just like I don't run carbon in my tank, only when I need to. Say if I fragged some corals or fragged some zoas or something, then I will do. But I am getting some more zoas for this rock. I don't know when it's going to be. It's going to be a few weeks, I think. Paul is going to be sorting me out for Fish Palace. He said he's got a few, excuse me, different zoas that can go there. And obviously the Rajo, which I can't wait to put there. And yeah, hopefully, fingers crossed, it'll look absolutely fantastic. I'm going to keep the Duncans there because they're loving life in that spot. So, and we're getting all new different babies on there. So yeah, we're not going to move that. One thing I did do, though, quickly before I go, guys, is if you remember the pinkish hammer that I had just here, I decided to stick it here. This pink hammer doesn't like tons of flow, so I've put it where the rock is blocking. Obviously this rock is blocking the actual direct flow of it, and it seems this has been there for about maybe 3 days now, and it seems to be loving life there now. So yeah, hopefully it'll keep liking it there, and yeah. And as you can see, if you look, seems like it's got a bit of gold in it as well. Yeah, it's crazy. I only noticed that the other day, but hopefully that'll do well there. So that's about it, guys. I know it's a bit longer than 30 minutes, but hopefully you like this video, and stay tuned, tuning into the live streams and the videos. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did enjoy it, click the thumbs up and the like, and if you're not already subscribe. I'd really appreciate it, guys. But if I don't see you on the next video, hopefully I'll see you on our live stream. So once again, guys, thanks for your support. I really appreciate it. And yeah, thanks for all your kind comments. It really means the world to me. So once again, I'll see you soon, and take care. Cheers, guys.